night. Okay, give me just a second here, and I will let you know why that is. Not that many of you care, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because that's how I am. Okay, so first off, if you have a city map that you've been working on as far as like design goes, and you want me to review it, I kind of need to know what it is that you want specifically. For example, I constantly am getting messages from people saying, hey, Missy, can you take a look at my city? I need to know what it is I'm looking at. Am I looking at your city because you just want me to say good or bad? Am I looking at your city because you want my genuine opinion on, hey, what should I change? How can I make it look better? Or am I looking at the specifications of your city and saying, okay, based on your level, what can you do at this point to progress further in the game without completely screwing yourself over? Now, all of those things are, very good questions and stuff to have answered. And I can't really answer the specification ones as far as, how do I put this? Without seeing your specs, okay? I can only do so much from my screen. So if you want me to be able to tell you, what it is that you need to do going forward, I need to know your specs. I need to know what your storage is, what level you are, all that kind of stuff. Now, a lot of the specs can be pretty much cleared up with one screenshot, and that's sending me a screenshot of just your main city. Okay, so hang on just a second here. Trying to find something that I've lost. Okay, so another thing is when you guys are asking me for my design opinion, I have people that just want an opinion on whether or not what they've done is good or bad, whether or not I like it or I don't like it. And everybody has different tastes. Okay, let's start with that. What you find to be really awesome, I could find to be totally shit, or vice versa, right? And so, oh my God, dude, I keep losing my voice from screaming this morning. I'll tell you about that in a minute, okay? Okay, so when it comes to design, I try to give a very thorough, feedback. I try to give very thorough feedback. That way you guys know what you can work on to make it better. It's very much constructive criticism, okay? I'm not saying it in a way of like, okay, what you did isn't good. I do this to my own stuff, okay? I look at my city, yes, as beautiful as it is, and I criticize my stuff. And when I ask people for their opinion, I get very little feedback, and it drives me nuts. Because when I ask somebody, hey, can you take a look at this? And they're like, yeah, it looks great. That honestly isn't very helpful to me. I want like if it looks really, really great and whatever, fine, thanks. But I want somebody to say, hey, it looks really good, but, I kind of noticed that this was a little off. And I'm talking tire kick that bitch. If it's got one thing on it that ain't good, if there's just one leaf out of place, I want to fix it, And that's just how I am with design, okay, with the game. And so a lot of people don't do that when they design their cities, right? They just put something together and they're like, okay, yeah, it looks cool. And then they go on with their life. I'm not that way. I sit there and I think, how can I make it look better? How can I make it look even better than that? And then again, and then a new building comes out and I'm like, okay, wait, I can try that building 97 different other places to make it look better. And it's horrible. It's absolutely agonizing, okay? Because it makes it very difficult to design, actually, when you're so picky, right? Or so indecisive, I should say. And so part of the reason why I ended up wasting so much of my time in the past was from bad advice, okay? And I was talking to a friend of mine, Steiner Hills. A lot of you guys have seen him on my channel. He's asked me to review his city a couple times. And I want to talk about his city here in a little bit because I was giving him some design tips last night in the middle of my lack of being able to sleep. And we kind of got to talking, and, you know, I'm trying to make sure that everybody here knows that when I give advice on your city, when I give feedback, it is very much meant in a constructive manner. Okay, so oftentimes if you ask me for help with design, I'm probably going to give you a list of changes you should make. And that's not in a way that what you did wasn't, you know, good. It's just, it could be better, right? And so if you're looking for just a simple, looks great, I'm probably not the best person to come to for that simple answer. I overanalyze shit, and that's just the way I am. And so I started to really think on that, and I realized that at least when I say something looks great, you know it's genuine, right? And so you've got crowd pleasers and people pleasers, and then you have the people that are brutally honest. My brutal honesty might come off that I'm a bitch, and I am. I am a bitch, okay? But I do have a nice side, a nice bitch side. And it does come from a good place. So just know that, okay? Everything that I have taught you guys over the course of, you know, the few months that you guys have been watching me, it's a lot of you are like students, right? And I'm like this teacher, and you're coming to me like trying to make me proud and shit. It's hilarious. People tell me that all the time. And I get that. I really do. But and this is the one thing I've always wanted to like kind of pass along to all of you guys, is to do what you like the look of, what matters. You always want to go for what's most efficient, but what's most important comes first. Okay. And what's most important may not also be what's most efficient. And that kind of goes hand in hand. So what you have to do is find a common median in there that says, you know what, this may not be most efficient, but it's most important to me. And what that means is, okay, it might be more efficient to have 500 gold epics, but the layout that I want doesn't allow for that. You know, what the design I want to do doesn't allow for that. So what you need to do is find some middle ground there and say, okay, I need to do what I need to do the most efficient way possible to achieve what's most important, right? And that's what the Missy's Building Guide does. I am giving you guys the foundation to do whatever you want to do later, right? So now may not be the time to start designing. You absolutely want to start brainstorming, absolutely, because there might be deals that come up that you may want to jump on. It's never too early to start brainstorming a design, but it can definitely be too early to start purchasing buildings. And I see a lot of people that really are not in a position to be purchasing them. Okay. I'm talking full price. I'm talking people aren't even level 24 yet, and they're dumping all their coins into heliports because they know sometime down the road they're going to want to do a transportation epic. Really? No. That is, okay, first off, it'll be there. When you want it, it'll be there. And it'll be there for the price you're paying for it. So jumping on it right now is absolutely pointless. You could end up having a great deal come by that you may now miss out on because you couldn't just wait, right? Or you may change your mind. What if they came out with a new category of epics? I know we're hoping for a lot, but what if they did? Okay, or what if you change your mind and you say, you know what, I'm not really digging this. I'm actually thinking I might go with something else. Now, you've wasted all those keys on buildings that you really have no use for now. And I've made a lot of those mistakes, and that is why I'm here to tell you guys not to do that, right? And so if you don't learn from my mistakes, then you're going to have to make your own and learn from those, and it'll cost you. And I'm telling you guys, it'll cost you big, okay? So just know that when you guys make mistakes, you're not the only ones. Seriously. Like, everybody's always like, God, I feel so stupid, or God, I feel so bad. And I'm not usually a pick-me-up person. You know, I don't usually build people up. It's not my forte. But I'm telling you right now, you are not the only fucking one. Okay? I was better at it than you were. Okay? When it came to fucking shit up, I was good. And I fucked shit up real good. Let me tell you. Wow, above and beyond. I don't think anybody could make more mistakes than me. Best believe I perfected that shit. Okay? So, let me see how many comments and people we got here. All right, so let me tell you guys something. I've had a rough night, okay? The coffee stand, why is the coffee stand not open? Why are they not open? What time is it? Oh my God. I'm sitting outside the coffee stand, like in front of the window, just blabbing. And yeah, no, they should be open. Where the fuck are they at? 4:30 to 7, Monday through Friday. What day is it? It's only Thursday, right? Or did I miss a day? Yeah, it's Thursday. Why are these bitches not open? They're late. Ooh, they owe me free coffee. I mean, like, seriously, though, you know? They're fucking 30 minutes late. They got some explaining to do is what they got. All right. Anyway, I'll deal with her when she gets here. So, have I ever told you guys that I hate noise? And I know that you guys don't care, but I'm telling you, okay? Because I got a rant and I got some shops to fill up here, so I'm just going to rant about something here real quick. So if you don't want to hear this, you might want to go ahead and go do something else for a few minutes. I'm going to tell you right fucking now, I have been up all night long, okay? I get home yesterday. And, no, okay, let's back up a couple weeks ago. I come home, and I hate bugs, okay? I hate them, right? And there was a maggot on my floor. One maggot. Just one lonely maggot. And it was so disgusting. I don't know where it came from. I have no clue. I'm a very clean person. It's all clean, okay? And so I'm like, that's really weird, you know? And obviously I went on a cleaning frenzy, okay? I tore my whole place up. I cleaned that bitch from top to bottom. I bought all new rugs. I was disgusted. Okay, I'm in there, I'm vacuuming, I'm bleaching and whatnot. I even went out and bought some fucking indoor-outdoor bug spray and doused that bitch, okay? Now, yesterday, I'm sitting there and I'm watching TV, okay? And I sit down, I've got a nice hot cup of tea by my bed, and I look up and what do you see? A fucking fly, okay? And it's not just an ordinary fly. I'm talking a monstrous fly. Like, I don't know, the size of a dime, okay? That fucker was huge. And he's buzzing around like the disgusting fucker he is. And he's jumping and hopping and buzzing and going this way and going that way. And I'm in there like fucking, what the fuck, dude? Like, where do I even begin with this shit? I don't even have a fly swatter right now, right? And so, I'm not just going to ignore the fly. How can you ignore that fucker? Has anybody here ever seen Breaking Bad? You ever seen Walter White, the episode with the fly? That's me, okay? I don't like flies. So, I'm in there, okay? And I've got this fly that's just taunting me, okay? So I'm out there looking for my electric fly swatter to zap his ass. And I finally find the bitch. And I've got this, you know those like grow lights for marijuana? I got one of those kind of near my bed. No, I'm not growing marijuana, but apparently I'm growing flies. Anyway, this fly is attracted to this light, right? And so he's flying up in this light, and you hear his nasty ass just bouncing off the metal piece. And so I put the fly swatter underneath the light, and I kind of shake it so that he drops down, and he gets stuck in the fly swatter, and you hear his body zap, and he's like all disgusting, and this little puff of smoke comes out, and it smells like burnt flesh. And I'm like, dude, bleh. So I'm ready to barf, right? Okay, so I go out there, and I fucking, you know, football this bastard across. I open the door, and I football this bastard outside like, fuck you, dude. I go back in my room. I sit down. I go to take a bite of my sandwich. Bzzz. I'm like, oh my fucking God, dude. What the hell? Now again, another monstrous fly. Where are these flies coming from? I don't know, because I don't even have my windows open. Now, why is this fly so aggravating? Because what do flies do? They lay eggs. Okay? And those eggs turn into maggots, which turn into more flies, which turn into more maggots. And I'm disgusted. And so I'm in there, and now I've killed 6 fucking flies. And I shit you not, they only come out one at a time. It's like to seek revenge or something. I don't understand it. Because it's quiet. There's nothing going on. And all of a sudden, you're like, okay, I've got them all. There's nothing in here. You're looking around. You've got flashlights. It's all good. You sit down, and he comes out of the woodwork. And it's like, what the fuck? Okay? So finally, after killing 6 flies, okay, now it's like 1 in the morning. I'm sitting there. I can't sleep. I'm sick. I don't feel good. And I'm just watching the time slowly go by me, right? And I'm like, oh my God, seriously. You know, I'm waiting to get up. I'm like, I can't get up before 4 o'clock, right? And so 4 o'clock hits. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting up. And I flick the light on. What do you think happens? Son of a bitch, here comes another fly. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Now I'm really pissed off because I've had a bad night. So I'm in there and I am like pissed off, dude. I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs and I'm throwing shit and fucking yelling about flies at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. And I go out there and, you know, my dog, you know, she can hear that fly swatter. I can't hear the buzzing, but dogs can, and she don't like it. And she's just like, oh my God, mommy's mad again. She's killing flies. There must be an invisible thing. It's like, no, it's not invisible, you little brat dog. It is very much here, and it's very much irritating me. Okay? So here I am. I'm getting dressed. I'm like, fuck this. I'm leaving. I don't even care. I'm not fighting flies. I'm yelling at everybody in the house. You can fight the flies, you fly fuckers. You know? Like, I'm pissed. And so I go to put my 9mm on, and this fly zooms past me, like testing me. Like, seriously, bitch, I will shoot you, dude. Like, I am ready to open a clip on this fucking fly, man. If I lived in the woods, I would have done just that. Okay, I swear to you, I would have fucking just lost it on this fucker. He's taunting me. Okay, they zoom around your head. Like, who does that? Is that not the most disrespectful shit you've ever heard of? Like, they could just leave you alone, right? But they're like, no, I'm going to come out when you're eating. I'm going to come out when you're watching TV, when you just laid down. And I'm going to make this really annoying noise, and I'm going to fly so fast around you, you can't do anything about it. And enjoy sending the tennis racket through your flat screen, because I almost did that 3 times, too, over a fucking fly. So, that is my rant. I hate flies. I hate bugs. I hate spiders. And I'm really pissed this coffee stand is still not open. What the hell's going on? These people are fired. Anyways, seriously though, dude, when I get home, I'm going home with one of them fucking lights, dude, them blue lights, and I'm putting that bitch right there in the center of my fucking room, and I'm turning every light off, and I'm going to watch those fuckers burn, dude, because I am done. Sick of it. These man-eating horseflies are done. Me and them, we're going to have a talk when we get home. So, that was how my night went. Yeah, it was lovely. Just fucking lovely. Anyway. Now that I'm done with my rant and I still don't have my coffee. Why am I ranting? No, I'm not a hacker. Yet. Fuck. I should. The game deserves it, but no, I am not a hacker. If I was hacker, I would be like level 100. 99 is just where the cool people hang out, okay? Yeah, I'm talking about flies. I got something against them. You got something to say about it? What? Like, fuck. I fucking hate... Does anybody here hate flies? Has anybody here seen Breaking Bad? That Walter White episode where he's like, that contaminated little fucker is just all around there and he smacks him on the forehead? That was the most hilarious shit ever, dude. Like, really. It really was. Okay, so, well, you know, I'd have a better connection if these damn coffee stand people would get to fucking work. Okay, who submitted their city for design review? There were several people the other day that asked me to review their design. I know Steiner Hills was one. Lowe was another. Flies are very annoying. So is Shang. Where's Shang? I gotta take my anger out. Fuck. You know, honestly, if it would have been a spider, I'd have just blown the bitch up and left the house. No joke. I wouldn't know. I would have never come home. What the fuck you mean 100 gigabyte data warning? Bitches, I got unlimited. What the fuck? 100 gigabyte data warning. What the fuck ever? Me and that phone company are going to have a discussion. I do not play Minecraft, no. I have it. I own it on like every console and platform that I have, but I don't ever play it for whatever reason. I can't seem to get past the look that it looks like shit. You know what I mean? Like, I see the beauty in some people do some really awesome stuff on that, you know? But it looks like shit to me. The graphics are just, they're not my thing. I get, you kind of have to have a love for that kind of thing, you know? What's going on with my internet? Give me a few minutes to kind of figure this. Ow, fuck, what the hell? Is it buffering a lot for you guys? Okay, I don't think I have it set to that, but you know what? We're going to go find out rather than me shut the stream off because it shouldn't be. Okay, where would it be? Network. Data saver off. Uh-huh. 100 gigabytes used in a couple. They're lying. They lie so bad. What the fuck you mean 100 gigabytes? I mean, what the hell would I have done? Well, okay, maybe I did. That ain't 100 gigabytes. Oh, maybe they mean in. Let's see, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, that ain't no 100. They lie. I see what they're saying. They're saying over a total of forever, I guess. Okay. I see what you're saying now. So it wasn't my phone company. It was my phone itself warning me that, hey, dipshit, you're an internet junkie. Got it. Thank you for that. Yeah, I get it now. I totally get it. It wasn't a limitation. It was just a, you're an internet junkie warning. I thought they were like, hey, you can't use that no more. I'm like, oh, fuck you, motherfuckers. They did that to me once. They shut my internet off because I had used my hotspot. I had used my entire hotspot, but then they shut the internet to my phone off. And I'm like, wait a minute, mobile data and hotspot are different. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm supposed to have unlimited mobile data. And they're like, you do. And I'm like, then why is my internet off? They're like, it shouldn't be. I'm like, there you go. So fix it, motherfuckers. Okay, give me a second here. Where in the hell is she at? I mean, it is Thursday, and the sign does say 4:30. So where the fuck's she at? We got a whole line of people here, and I'm in front, so they're really mad at me. Okay, I have to find one of my keto shots or something. Okay, so anybody want to submit their city for design review while I'm in a really good mood? Anybody? Come on. Don't be a baby about it. You can handle it, right? I'm out of keto shots, too? This day sucks. Fuck. Wait. Yep, nope, I'm out. Son of a bitch. Okay, you know what? Fred Meyer should be open. I can go there to get my keto shot, and maybe by the time I get back, there'll be somebody at the coffee stand. Oh my god, now I'm never going to be able to get that image out of my head. Thanks a lot. You know, actually, I yelled at Shang the other day, and he's been tolerable ever since. It's like I killed him or something. I don't know. You know? He's like, sorry, Missy, I'm annoying. And then he was normal. And I'm like, wait, knock, knock. Is anybody home? Are you alive in there? You know? And it's been like that since. It's really quite odd. I almost feel just a little bit bad for a second. No, I don't. Because he really drove me nuts. Okay. Let's see. But not as nuts as some of the people in my group, man. Them motherfuckers got me really nuts. But some of them people, whew. One in particular. Fucking, don't even get me started on that. Doesn't even matter. Okay. So. Actually, you know what? You know what we're going to do? We're going to go to Steiner Hill's map real quick. And I'm going to do a quick review on any changes that he may have made already, because I know he said he might make some. And so I know he's going to be watching this either now, if he's not here now, or later. So when he does, he'll have this message he can look back on. So me and him were talking about some of the changes that he should make to his map yesterday. Now, he was going for kind of a Central Park look, and he sent me the screenshots to the vision he was trying to recreate kind of thing. And so I gave him some design ideas to kind of fix some of the stuff that he had going on, but it was mostly through text, and I can explain it a little bit better, vocally. So I told him that I would do this in the morning. Let me check on your question here real quick. Okay. Yeah, I will be on and off the stream. I'm going to have to probably pause it while I run in the Fred Meyer here, because their internet connection is just terrible. I don't even get a cell phone reception in there half the time, but I just got to run in, grab my energy shot, and come out, and then I'll be right back on the stream. So I can, probably shut it off, come right back. But I will be right back this time, I promise. Okay, so as for him, his map here. So what he was trying to create was kind of a Central Park look here, which is mostly a wooded area with some lakes. And so, ooh, a coyote. Interesting. Get the fuck out of there, you little shithead. Okay. So, if it were me, my idea was, because anybody here who knows what it looks like, it's a bunch of tall residentials around a very large rectangular wooded area with some water, some lakes and things like that. And so my thoughts was to knock out all of the roads that are currently right here. Clear this whole thing out. The Christmas display doesn't make it look like Central Park at all. Okay, it just makes it look like a Christmas display. And so my thoughts were to clear everything out here, and obviously this stuff appears as though it's placed for, storage purposes while he works on other things. So clear all this out, put all of the regular residentials along the sides, all the tall ones, move the Sydney Opera House, because that does not belong there. That looks really tacky. It does belong near the water, I think. I think it looks really good near the water, but in the particular position in which it's in, it does not look very good. Now, the next thing is he's got these buildings facing us, if we're facing this direction, and then if buildings facing the opposite direction, meaning we have to do this in order to envision what it's supposed to look like, right? And which is fine, but for what he was trying to recreate, it just wasn't ideal. Okay, so my suggestion was to take all of this out. Take it all out. Okay, he can leave the Swan Lake, that would be okay. Take all this Christmas stuff and actually do right here where he's got the boat, right about that line. Clear out some of the water from there back and make a very small display, if he wanted to, of just the Nutcracker house with the 2 Christmas trees next to it, kind of accenting off the water, or just something totally different entirely there. But my next suggestion was, because he was trying to make this look like a park in Florida. Now, before I had spoke to him, this was very tiny and it was very cut like, okay? And a lot of you guys have that problem, I've noticed, is where it doesn't look like it naturally flows. It looks like it's just straight edged, okay? So all of your trees are in one straight line. All of your buildings, all your roads, everything is all just straight and narrow, right? If you look real close, it looks way too straight. It doesn't look natural at all. And so what I told him to do was to try and blend in, because the picture that he sent me, it's a bunch of darker trees on one side and lighter trees on the other. And so what I told him he should do is to kind of round it off a little bit, like the picture, but try to make it a little less, straight cut, kind of make it a little more natural looking. And it looks as though he's actually worked on that, because it didn't look like this yesterday at all. It looked much different. So he's actually extended it up at the top, which looks good. He's got that one tree out there in the distance, which does look good. You don't want to do that too often, because then it just looks like you got all these weeds poking up, but that looks good. And then, okay, so right here, this particular area with this circle stands out in a bad way. Okay, it immediately, it looks like a bullseye almost, It could look cool, that kind of, I don't know. I've never done anything like that, but I've seen some cool designs where people have, and in the right placement, I think it could look cool, but right now it just looks out of place. As for all of these Latin homes up here, this area to me looks very disorganized and congested. Okay, so it could look good if maybe he were to kind of, how do I explain this? Okay, so he's got Latin homes here, and he's got some London homes over to the right. And so what I'm thinking is bring the Latin homes forward, organize them, and then try to make some kind of an entrance display. Like, the way I see it is this. The very first thing that people look at when they go to your city is this section of your screen right here, okay? Most people turn the screen this direction and look at this. This is the very first thing they see. This should be what catches their eye, okay? This should be the best of what's going to be on your map, in my opinion, right? Now, for me, the reason that I put my shops up there was accessibility. I wanted them to be right near the depot, because I didn't want to have to scroll across my entire screen just to sell something, or just to, collect on a task or whatever, right? I wanted everything to just be right there, like this. I didn't want to have to go clear over here and then over here and then over there. That's annoying as fuck, okay? So once I did that, then I said, okay, now I'm going to try to make that look good and do my general display, and then everything else can kind of work its way in. And so if he was to blend it correctly, the envision that I have of his city at the moment is this, okay? So imagine cleaning all this up and having a really nice, like how to explain this? Kind of like a Las Vegas-y type beachfront, with the casinos and the neon lights and the short, colorful houses and, the colorful trees with the water parks and stuff. Then you've got this area here where you clean up all these tall homes, get them all organized, okay? And they go all the way around like they're supposed to in Central Park. They're going to go from here and here. And then you look here, and it's this full wooded area that isn't, disorganized. It's going to be all kinds of different trees blended together with ponds. And you're going to actually have an entrance here. Some kind of an entrance, like maybe an Eiffel Tower or whatever, that you kind of go this way with, where you see a nice display, right? And then you've got this very foresty type park. Right now, it's too forest and less park, right? He needs to find some, the right blend, okay? Too much tree, too much park, too much this, right? So right now, it's too much water, okay? I never thought I'd say that. But right now, he needs to widen the island a little bit, just a little bit, And then what he can do is kind of island it off, and then right now he's got all these trees, okay? And all these roads that have houses on them. Let's see. Okay, and then he's got this road that kind of veers off there. So what he could do, he's actually really, he's hit that road really good. So right here with the horses and the mayor's mansion. This right here to me is his main display. Okay, this is guys, but whenever hang on. Whenever I get that stupid annoying notification that says stream not stable, does that mean it's buffering for you guys? Like for the last couple seconds, was it buffering? Because I usually stop talking when I see that symbol. So here's the thing. To me, and I don't know what you guys have heard me say so far, but to me, this stands out in a bad way, this mayor's mansion, okay? It's kind of a government building. It's nothing fancy at all, and it's being displayed as though it's important or significant or beautiful, and it's really, honestly, ugly as fuck. So I would take that mayor's mansion, and I would get rid of it, okay? Try to hide it somewhere on your map, anywhere. That's what I did with mine, was just hide it. That goes for any kind of HQs. The next suggestion that I had was to remove this walkway here behind these buildings. This looks absolutely tacky as fuck, okay? I understand the whole idea of it, and I think he had a really good idea, but not in the right place. I think his idea was to kind of have like a boardwalk kind of thing along the water. And that is an excellent idea. It's just in a really bad place. It just looks like it doesn't belong there. And so if he was to take that idea and maybe, like, I like the way he did the plumb bob bridges here, and I know he left a lot of empty water space right here. And I don't know if it was because he was maybe trying to put some trees there or didn't have enough water, or I don't know what, but that needs obviously filled in. But up here, this whole front area all needs redone, in my opinion, okay? You don't ever want to leave roads where you see the ends of them like this. So you see how they end off right here? Like right where the Ferris wheel is? It looks tacky. You can, if you have to end a road off like that, blend trees around it like what he did over here with the bridge. Looks really good. He needs to actually put, right here, he's got the palm trees, right? So anytime you guys are doing your tree placement, try to just turn the thing just the littlest bit like this, just to check. You don't have to do the whole thing, but just the littlest bit. And if you look closely, he actually needs to put some darker filler trees right along the curve, because you can see the road there. Like I said, I'm a really picky designer. So when I pick at something, I'm really picking at something here. Now, if it were me, I would actually round up all of his homes and say, okay, these are all my London homes. These are all my Paris homes and all my Latin homes. And you don't necessarily have to pair them all together, but just get an idea of what you have and try to get some kind of organization going here. For example, he has this castle thing back here, and you couldn't really see it. This one here, okay? That would be an excellent kind of an accent building or a centerpiece for maybe the front of his Central Park, or maybe something off to the side here, right? Okay, hang on. What do you mean? What do you mean, are you a headache? I honestly don't even know who you are, much less a headache. So if I don't know who you are, I probably didn't give me a headache. Are you Shang in disguise? Okay, now this boardwalk here. Oh, it is, absolutely. And it depends on what type of gaming you're talking about also. You know, people that say video game takes no talent or people are losers, again, those people are very ignorant people that make statements like that. Those types of people are the type of people that make statements that say all homeless people are lazy pieces of shit, or all drug addicts deserve to die, or people chose everything that ever happened to them in their life. Those types of people generally have the same way of thinking with everything. And gaming absolutely has its skill sets, especially when you do it correctly, you have passion in it, and you think about it from more of a intellectual aspect on what type of gaming you're referring to. You know, if you're talking city design, or you talking mathematical strategic games or shooter games. So everything has its own skill set. It's not just a talentless hobby, as though people make it out to be. People make it out to be that you just have to be this stoner on a couch piece of shit, and that if you play video games as an adult, you're automatically put into the realm of immature and need to grow up. And again, the stigma that and stereotype that is attached to that is ridiculous. Excellent topic, by the way, for one of my videos. Okay, so here he's got the London homes that kind of curve off for the corners. And the reason I'm kind of going through this is actually for him. It's also for you guys to kind of use as a learning curve, or like a learning template. But for him, because I couldn't tell him everything through text last night. So right now he's got kind of an interesting layout here with his tall buildings. I would organize these much better. The billboards are something you could do. I would put the billboard ones a step back, actually, on the road behind it, and then I would put the more colorful epics up front and line them all up. Then I would probably, when he does his display here, you know, obviously removing these residentials off to the side. This residential here has its own kind of road around it. That just takes up unnecessary space. And because it's not being done on the other side, it looks tacky. This area here, he's got spaces like this. These types of spaces you don't want to use. They waste space. Okay, that could be a park. That could be a tree. That could be a roundabout even. That just looks tacky. Okay? This here, he's got an empty spaces all back here behind these buildings. Again, big waste of space. You can back all this stuff up and actually have it look good, right? And just kind of condense everything together. Now, another thing, you guys, is the Maxuses have a couple really key things that you want to kind of utilize with those. So the Maxuses aren't cheap, right? And if you're limited to maybe one or two of them, it's really important that you use their placement very strategically. So yes, it has the VU benefit, right? That it sells you one VU item a day. But the bigger thing is there's two things that you want to keep in consideration when using your Maxus. And that is putting it in a place where you plan to do your most beautiful design, because you won't have to take up as much room with police, health, and fire, which is what he clearly did in this area, right? But the next key component that you want to pay most attention to is also trying to get the most out of your coverage. And in this case, it's a shame to see such a wide coverage area not really using anything, right? And so, I mean, he's got a couple construction zones and like four whopping houses being utilized by that entire Maxus. And that just, it seems like such a waste. And so what he could do is, since he has a road, an access road that has services running to it, he could, if he that would be kind of hard. If he zigzagged he could do like a zigzag road and do double residentials, but if they were small, and still, if he really widened this circle larger, it would look a little better, actually, because a lot of this water here it's just, it's taken up so much space. I would probably, honestly, this one bridge here, it's got 2 spaces. I call that 2 units. I would probably go 2 more units around with that in diameter, is what I would probably do. And then by doing that, he can widen the forest, add some animals, and maybe a few more short residentials that'll blend a little nicer. Maybe some of these, what are they? Let's see, what's he got? He's got these new townhomes would look good. Actually, this here would look good, but that's a regional. So that's a start. I would definitely, if I were him, I would try to do some kind of a downtown, gambling layout here. And then try to focus on a direction, because this is not a good way to design. Doing shit in all different directions makes it very difficult to make things look good. And it makes it very difficult for the person that you want to be looking at it, understand and view the beauty and what it is you're designing. For example, like right here, this right here to me is, if he's facing his city this direction, that changes everything, right? So if that's the case, he could do the same general thing, or he could just do like a mirror city, right? So he could have a bunch of residentials right here and do kind of like another Central Park, except for have this one be, instead of it being 90% forest and 10% water, do vice versa, or combine some buildings or whatever. So I'll talk to him more about that, but that's just some ideas that I'm throwing out there for his city. But this here, this to me looks like an important piece, right? So he has one plumb bob diamond on that one side of that bridge. It looks like the other one fell into the water. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like there should be another one. Or maybe putting a better park there. If he was going to do that Sydney Opera House, I would probably put the Sydney Opera House somewhere up here in this corner and do a display over here that kind of blocks off all of his services. And I would condense all these services. I would put all the way back here into the very back right corner, and I would block them off with anything tall, so you don't have to look at them. That's what I would do if my city was being laid out in this direction. Before he puts in all this work, because I know it seems like it's a lot, like right now, but it's going to be so much more work as time progresses. If you want to change the layout, the direction, now would be the time, okay? Because it would be a shame to have you do all that work and then not be able to view the mountainside or the beach for what it truly could be. So imagine if he built his city from this direction, right? It would be, all that much more beautiful if it was done properly, or even vice versa if it was done this way. So that's my review for his city for now. And once he makes whatever changes he decides he wants to make, then I can review it again and let him know what I think. So as for anybody else, who are you? I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you're talking about. It seems as though you did attention. If you have the internet connection and my stream is on a decent connection, speak now. I am not bored by you. I don't even know who you are. I'm just here and I'm doing my thing, and you guys are there, and I look at the comments and I respond to what I can and what I see and do the best I can. So believe me, if I have a problem with you or you're boring me or whatever, trust me, Missy will tell you. Okay? Never fear. You may not like it either. Okay. You see this anniversary gift we got? $50 for being here for 6 years. Interesting. Gee. Or do we get a cake too? Oh, lovely. $500. That's just beautiful. Okay. I did not know that it was the anniversary of SimCity. What is the date? 17th of December. Interesting. Oh, alrighty then. Okay, so any questions? Anybody want me to review their city while I'm here? Because I'm going to be going in the store to get my energy shot and then go get my coffee, and then I'll be back. So if anybody has any questions, now would probably be the time. Now that I'm leaving, your network issue is solved, huh? Okay. Well, I'm not kidding you. I'll be right back. If they're even open. Give me just a second. Let me see if they're even open. Because it almost seems like they're closed. What is with... Is it a holiday? Did I miss something? Like, what the hell's going on today?